I've been throwing temper tantrums. I've been what the fuck. This internet was broken in '99 with gotquestions.org internet call. Teaching on this internet that the earth is still 6,000 years of age. That's a legend. That meant your church systems are legend. That meant everything that in print is a legend. Having 6,000 year, well, think about it. That invalidated your preaching. Gotta stir my tomato. So self hypnosis, third eye self hypnosis. I'll teach you a little bit of stir my. Self hypnosis. Duh duh duh. What do you do when you brush your teeth? Duh duh duh. What do you do when you pray? Duh duh duh. You visualize. Duh duh. You visualize. Duh duh duh. You visualize. So you visualize yourself outside of yourself. Can you see yourself in front of yourself? Duh duh duh. You ever look at yourself in your mirror? You ever wonder how you feel? Can you do this and feel the inner dimensions of your palm? Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, you've been doing that since you were a kid. Can the Australian Aboriginal people do that? They didn't have auras. I don't know. Maybe. They have a different feeling. It's a different skin. Different skin. Us with who had aura from that, we have a different skin than scalier, more reptilian, thicker, denser. But white stupids from England were left without brains. And by the way, you just look like me. That's it. You're not us, and you just happen to look like a James Usher. He's not in the Bible. James Usher isn't from any descendancy in the Bible other than the people. Watch out. So, self hypnosis, I told you I'd help you a little bit. The self hypnosis is simple. You think you know anything? Well, no, God left you in hell. You think you know anything? God, you need this type of shit. That's why it works for your doctor. Do it. How'd they figure it out? Yeah, as you were evolving writing, they figured out that you're all stupid unconscious. They figured it out. You're stupid unconscious if you sit there and if you relax and slowly drift away and you visualize something as they're talking softly to you, that you'll end up getting into the deeper recesses of what everything you don't want to think about. So, duh, your eyes are always blind. Left in hell, you're sitting. I was taught in picture format of what Earth history. I was taught the Earth is 6,000 years. Well, you're all contorted. I'm going to get fat, ugly lips, ugly clothing, with in some cases where it's like this floppy. Yeah, I'm such a cool little gangsta. I gotta be. Eh, eh, eh. And then with nice shows. You guys contort it out to stupids. Left and hell, you sort it out. You're like, I'm gonna. You can't look at anything. You can't analyze data properly. You can barely think. To be honest, you guys can barely think. You can barely think clearly because you're always in search of something that makes a little bit better sense because what you're taught as babies didn't. Broke it from day one. Someone who's 60 years old age right now, yeah, you're already gone. You're too gone. And that's why this cult's too gone. They're all too stupid right now. That's why they're, we're being harassed. They don't want to change. They don't know how they could help themselves. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. 6,000-year baby cult on the internet with technology. We all know there's not 6,000 years of age. Or we wouldn't have this internet. 6,000-year baby cult from 1999 can't turn off. What's your change of everything? 99 cents a gallon to what? Gas? 6,000, you're too dumb to think. What's going on in the blood of your daughters? 6,000, you're a piece of shit. Sit your ass down. Don't preach again, you fucking retards. I'm gonna whip this fucking Bible out of that empty pulpit preacher's bitch hands. That stupid fucking bitch shit, fucking piece of shit, white waferless, not me, fucking stupid, doesn't even know, brain dead, no brain, fucking teacher of hell. Rip it from the sinners. Stupid. Be a lot of going for too long. 2005 and 2010, 2020 too long. You don't go back and confirm that the Mormons got it correct. Circle 2 verses. Oh, we didn't get anything in this book correct. It's a pretty. Once you take God out of the Bible, it's like, what's going to happen next? It's where does this story go from there? Let's get you out. Doesn't make a lot of sense without God in it, you little babies. No one's ever seen God, so we don't know the words, so we just bracket bullshit. The Bible told us nothing ever happened. You read up pretty shitty mystical code, you little dipshits. So when God was there and he wrestled with Jacob, it didn't happen because they said the Bible said it didn't happen. Can't read words. Great ape, stupid. You invalidated. It's stupid. 6,000-year little baby cult. Too stupid. Gotta turn them off. They created their own apocrypha. Apocryphatic compendium to, hey, look at what happened to the Bible uncontrolled. Look at where it's at now. It's currently in our lap, and I'm laughing. I can't get this fucking joint. Yeah, I could help you. You could actually get better, but you can't. You're too dumb to. Send the notes. I already expired my 2 today. Hey, you're dumb. All of the prayer. Self-hypnosis. That's why it works with your hypnotherapist. Turns on that little voice in there. You all humped up. What did God look like? He was an albino. What did Yeshua Messiah ben Yosef? We've covered this. He was also albino. Who am I? Ben David? Not albino, but 6,000 years away from Seth, albino. Seth was albino. You can see in our skin differences even. Said God, fuck you. Who's got thicker skin? Well, who doesn't have brain? Well, it's all of you. Watch out for the whites from England. That's a little weird meal pocket that got out on accident and got right somehow when we let them have it. If Adam and Eve had children, you wouldn't be here with writing. Think of it like that. If Adam and Eve hadn't been written out of the Bible by you guys taking God out of the Bible, then you wouldn't have writing. So if that story wasn't real, you would have writing. Because it's real, you have writing. However you want to see it. Because it's not real, you have 6,000 year. Well, what the fuck? You wrote a lot down. It's not a real book. It just happens to be in print. It's not real because you don't know what it said. It's not a real book. The 2020 compilation of the Bible is not a real book. You got to put God into whatever you think it said. 2020 compilation of the Bible is not real book. 2020 compilation of Bible is not real book invalid at 2 verses because Colton and now you have a 2020 invalid internet because Colton's too dumb to turn off. God and Moses to speak face to face. Invalidating your guys is everything. By the way, FAA. By the way, NASA. They don't give a shit about you. They're just dumb. They don't believe your data. Go over and show them. Wouldn't have this if the earth was 6,000 years of age. Right there, Genesis 1:9. Wouldn't have Pangea if the earth was 6,000 years of age. We would not have that fossil record from shit dinosaurs. A little different world. Wouldn't have dinosaurs if the earth was only 600 million years of age. Wouldn't have a fossil remain of 10 or 9 fleas if the earth was not. If it wasn't cooling down right then, and probably like way the fuck back then. Who cares? Works better. You got to put your scientific evidence into reality. You taught your children at grade age group to become Jimmy Swaggart. It's kind of cute. Rather than learning what the Bible actually contained. Children. Evolution. Dawkins. Love you, buddy. Little buddy, you're reading on Facebook. Hey, I'm Grandpa C now. Dawkins, I love you, but yeah, go listen to him read. When I didn't compare a book for you, but I read it to you like Grandpa. You got shit running down his legs. He's still in his diaper. He'll accept any Greek legend that he's taught. You'll all accept anything if it got in print. If it's in a fucking newspaper article, got in print. Hey, it's going to be blue sky and pink elephants tomorrow. You're not going to believe it, and you go to the pink elephant. Feel sad when you find out it's the white elephant. Still looking for Sasquatch. He's in there. No one's ever seen God. No one's also seen the unicorn. I love my unicorn. We need to. Satan is downstairs already, but the unicorn, I'm going to write him a special book. Hey, unicorn. Ode to unicorn, I think. Ode to unicorn. They won't shut up. Unicorn, what did you do? Unicorn, they won't shut up. Immoral, incompetent Christians won't shut up. Unicorn, what did you do? In the ancient version of the Bible, how did you poke them in the ass? Sprinkle some magic fairy dust on the Christians. The unicorn did. Blame them. Christians, you're shutting down because you got a unicorn in your Bible and you have a cat somewhere. and please evolved amazingly strong hind legs. At some point, they couldn't tell when. Here's why. We need a grounding point for all of science to go, oh, there's a unicorn. Maybe that's when the Christians couldn't see the unicorn in the Bible is when the fleas evolved amazingly strong hind legs. So that was during the 70s. When fleas evolved amazingly strong hind legs. During the 70s, and it's still 6,000 year Earth, and then you're firing missiles at each other. No, just won a war, Korea, conflict, whatever you want to call it. Didn't learn that much. That's too more stupid. It was that Cold War. So I don't mind my being me with the unicorn. But I wanted to ponder while I was eating a potato. And I'm beyond done. Which verse it turned out to be, which verse in the Bible is used incorrect, not what did the Bible contain. When I started in 2007 and ended in 2014, which book in the Bible, which verse is not taught incorrect is that? So, oh, fuck. Rather than 2007, 2014, what did this contain? Well, I'll type it all to figure that out. So I did. Now I've got how many notes? How many pages? Fuck. What did this fucking thing contain? As you're putting, when did this little thing wiggle here? Oh. But So they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden in 4000 BC. That's when their magic of glory got poofed off. Then, as I've already told you, shame. The guys, two of them connected with the umbilical cord, always bitching at each other, and he's like, I'm hard. And their servants are serving them, and they don't really like them, but they have to because God told them to, and they're scared, and they do that. And so they got poofy glory on still. And Eve's like, I'm going to finally get away from this retard. He's always annoying me. And she's like, I'm being bitchy. And he just wants me to give him head, and he's got a small little fat. He's too fat to give him head to even. Can't have sex with, he's like 900 pounds. Yeah, no, it's 500 pounds. 500 pound easy. If he wasn't 500, he might have hit 650. I don't know. He was big. It took him a long ass time to dwindle down. God, taking God out of the Bible. That and so God must have snipped the umbilical cord. He must have when he asked. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with you. He did masturbate 3 times. God did masturbate on the ground 3 times. He's like, oh, I need some little Sasquatch babies right here in America, and he got they'll come over on a flat Earth. Then then went down into the where you have Mayan and Incan, and he masturbated on the ground there, and he brought Enoch over, an albino, and put him right there, and that's where you got the red road and up to become things such as me. That's where you got that, the red road. The integration of that continent into white came from God, albino, moving, transporting Enoch into the Central American region. That's where you got that. That's where you got the white from Incan and Mayan. And what did they look like back then? Well, we don't really know, and it's really irrelevant. However, what does that population of people look like right now? A lot less refined in many cases, more animal than a more outdoorsy, a more Neolithic setting. In some cases, they still live in dirt buildings, sod houses when you think to do that. That's dirt floors. In the Philippines, you still shit you in the hole in the ground. Still go outside. Still go outside to shit. In the hole in the ground. In the Philippines, you shit in the hole in the ground behind. Duh. Duh. That's God made them separate. Each of those Philippine islands, Philippines, are about to explode, plop with a 4,000 year and 6,000 year. Who gives a shit? In that world without it, and America doesn't care about 6,000 year legend nowhere. Philippines is about to collapse. Pope, moron. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit that he broke his Bible. He's never read it. I've read my Bible. You old fucking retard. It said when we compare and you didn't. And you accepted Darwin, and so you didn't grab everything you could on Darwin, a retarded grade 8 Pope, accepted Darwin. Well, Darwin had who written in Eastern presses? Take it, you fucking retard. You're all in hell. Follow James Usher in print. Weird 6,000 year get caught at the internet. You don't need the Bible now. We just have a false deduction of a book that's not for real. We just have an incorrect deduction of a fairy tale. We only have an incorrect deduction of a fairy tale that you're preaching. We only have an incorrect deduction of a fairy tale you're preaching. Bible. We only have incorrect deduction of fairy tale preachers are preaching. Bible. We only have incorrect deduction elsewhere of fairy tale that preaching asshole fucktards need to stop preaching from. We only have a legend of a false Messiah. Bible. All of them. We only have a legend of true Messiah going to come from the tent of meeting, not Yeshua, Messiah ben Yosef. He said, after me. What did John the Immerser also say? After me, can't even take his shoes off, untie his sandals. That's me. I've spent 13 years taking Jesus off of the cross for you. He's a false Messiah. He's a real man. He was an albino. 13 years taking Jesus off of the cross, learning every nuance of that book. 13 years, every nuance of that book. You were cast into hell because you were too dumb to figure out that the King James Version of the Bible did not have a real Messiah in it. It only had a record of a real man. And then instances of, hey, I am not Messiah ben Yosef, I'm going to leave you, because it was a legend. And from Latin and Greek, little babies. And so you were left in hell thinking that it was something different. You only have a legend of false cross, Jesus himself, Messiah ben Yosef, sitting there scribing, looking down, writing down what's going on here. Oh, and he's doing a fucking good job about it. And you're teaching it as legend. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. He was not the man on the cross. Barabbas was alone on the cross. Jesus never died for you. Jesus never died. Never died on a cross. I actually don't think he ever died. I think he was transported back up just like Enoch, just like Moses probably was, no sepulchre in 120 years of age. However, who cares what happened? He was a 1,000-year wandering rabbi. He wandered around. He was sitting there whispering the sweet nothings of the beautiful Quran and to fuck you over America, get 9/11, and yeah, fuck you over America. He was sitting there whispering the absolute sweet nothings in the Quran, so they flew airplanes into your buildings, America. Because Yeshua, the Messiah ben Yosef, was sitting there right there whispering the sweet nothings of the Quran. And they're like, Jesus, son of Mary. That's all it took. Abrahamic covenant. Legend. Two covenants. Two messiahs. One that took record of Barabbas, whispered the sweet nothings of the Quran in the ear of Muhammad, and me, Ben David, taking the Bible away from which I was baptized in. Toggle. What did Matthew chapter 5 verse 1 say again? Who wrote it down? Toggle, you have a 27 book, Apocrypha. Toggle, Revelation 16 verse 17. We're done. Toggle, Revelation 10. Go to my website and you're too fat to get baptized, Mama. Go for a walk. Fuck, you're all unhealthy. You're all fucking immature retards. Don't eat well. Everything's a struggle. Every fucking thing is a struggle. It's a struggle to tropical. It's a struggle to give a shit about $22 trillion in debt. It's a struggle to get your government to make any good decision for you. It's a struggle to get an education. It's a struggle to get on the freeway. Thing is a struggle because you fabricated all Earth history. Really, pain in the ass struggle. Which millennium is it now? John 14:15. You're done. Jesus. You wouldn't break the internet in 99 if that verse wasn't for real and God and Moses did not speak face to face. You're done. And if that book did not contain it, and then you could try to say it doesn't, you're still done. You can believe what you want. You're just still done. It does say that. You don't believe that's what it meant? Oh, so you don't believe that where it said Moses wrote down all of the words of the Lord when he was sitting there? I better not get the word wrong. You guys know nothing about the construction of the Bible. Absolutely nothing. They used to they had to be perfect. Had to be perfect. It became art. The Bible actually became a form of meditative, just transcendental to take care of some words, art. And then it got out. It used to be. 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 It's never been. It's been more of a weird. We heard about something and somebody wrote a little bit, and we have this church system which grew up because it was. Yeah, we have nothing better to do but lie to you and place you there. So Saul started the cult, and then it made it up to Stupidville, where you had James Usher, who ended up with a book that he shouldn't have had, and made a false deduction from a fairy tale, which had real account of real history. So James Usher making a false deduction of a fairy tale. Your pastors are making the same false deduction from a fairy tale that accounts real earth history. So taking God out of the Bible, earth history now began when we're like, I'm not going to fuck with that verse anymore. You're beginning to get a brain, Pastor. Just beginning. Just beginning, just beginning, just beginning. In 200 years, however, your children are going to be bleeding at 7 years of age, and that's not going to happen. You say, yeah, I know it might be out of 5. It might be, it might be. You even have accounts of where you had 14 years in the 1600s, which might have been, that would have had some confinement with inbreeding and questions of that. There's just too many factors when you're working with the blood of the Menerches. There's too many factors. It's from 130 years to 13 now. Too many factors, everything in between. It's too big of a behemoth to go, there's this. No, you have to figure out where you don't have a brain or a skull in this children that are now born and where'd they come from. Okay, that one looked like it's not me. It's a Jimmy. It's a Swagger, the brainless. Now here without brain and without skull in Washington State because Jimmy Swagger breathes air and he's too stupid and he still preaches and that cult organization is still here on this internet. This internet's still broken. You still have in Washington State a simple to arrest. Oh, what the fuck's going on? Well, let's not worry about it. That's a distance in time. In 200 years, it will be down to 13. Now we're done. So right now, in this population, when you're observing this, tell those kids, hey, just like these, see these lookalikes, don't have babies. Those familial units that now have brain dead, brain injured children because they're evolving from great ape shouldn't have any more children. And if your Menerchi is at 16 and some of the girls this generation will be actually still be there. We even were reading earlier one who hadn't reached 16 with breasts. So hadn't even started to form breasts. How do you think she'll look when she's 30? Why is that called a defect? That's not. That's just okay, time. When she's 30, her breasts may fill in. She may not have the genes to end up accumulating much. I don't know. But when she starts to bleed, I bet you she'll have some really weird blood patterns. 2 months, 5 months, 1 month, 3 months. I never know when it's going to show up. Absolutely, it showed up once 9 months, and then once 3 months, just to spot it. Yeah, little babies, you little baby doctors, you know nothing from grade eight. Tracking the inertial pattern of grade eight. God said, "Fuck you" in the Matinta meeting. Yeah, tracking the inertial pattern of grade eight. You're all in hell. Tracking the inertial pattern of grade eight. Tracking the birth defects caused by Christians being too stupid because the year's not 2000. I don't know what fucking millennium it is. They're too dumb. What do you mean it's not 6,000 years of age? Does gravity fucking work? Help you with the data you're too stupid for after 99. With that fan going, I didn't even recognize it 80 degrees in the house. It only had 79 degrees in the house, but close to 80. It might have been 80 earlier. That dude. Oh, crap. Need to kill the panel. There, kill it. So, we have nothing in Earth history because cult won't turn off. That is legitimate. You are legitimately in hell because cult will not turn off. Is what I am recording in order to rip Bible out of cult teacher's hands who's too dumb and immoral to do this himself. Little baby Christians, you're too immoral to read the Bible right now in the year 2020 because you can't read it with God in it and not come up with something else. You can't come up with another legend. You can't come up with some thought. You can't read it. You can't read it for what it told you. Couldn't understand the words. You could not understand the fucking English King James. You could not keep it translated properly. You could not keep it. You ruined the Bible by preaching it. You ruined the Bible by preaching it. You ruined the Bible by teaching it as myth and legend. You invalidated it by preaching it, Christianity. You invalidated the entire Bible by preaching it, Christianity. I'll go for a couple more minutes and then go back to monologue. You invalidated the entire Bible by preaching it, and you are the most now immoral, incompetent preachers. You invalidated every word in it by fabricating a legend of a false Messiah who you thought you were preaching and representing. But he was a false Messiah, so you are a false teacher, preachers. He was a false Messiah. Take him off of the cross. See that he was writing the words. See that he described and wasn't on it. Observe what he did to you. Where did he leave you? What did he tell you not to do? How did he tell you to keep control of 2 whole fucking verses, Christians? Pieces of shit. Your book is invalid because you couldn't keep control of 2 verses. You couldn't figure out what the entire 27 books meant because of 2 verses in the Old Testament. And this cult who can't read it, invalidating the internet. This cult is too dumb to turn off. Your churches are too dumb now. You're all expired. You're all too far gone. You're all too dead. You're all too brain dead. You're all too don't have Bible in your school. You're all too I don't have any sentient thought. You're all too stupid. Christianity, your preachers are too immoral, stupid. Take the Bible away from them and force them to retire. You've expired the Bible. You have fully gone too far with Bible in print. You have fully gone too far with your church's teaching legend. You have fully gone way too fucking far. Breaking the internet from 99 to today. Can you grow up? Christians? You're $22 trillion in debt in America. Can Christians actually grow up? No, they can't stop typing a cult. They don't give a shit about you. They're Christians. They're stupid. They don't give a shit about you. They're selfish. They're ignorant. They're like, I'm doing something good. We're keeping a book. No. They're mentally ill and are in hell because they're so stupid. Mentally ill Christian typing at cult. 2020, mentally ill Christian typing at cult. 2020, mentally ill worker at World Vision. 2020, mentally ill Baptist Great Ape. Yep. All mentally ill. 7.7 billion of you and naked tribe hunting monkey. Not nearly as mentally ill as you fucking morons. He's not mentally ill. He knows how to let gravity work for him. You don't. Jesus walked on some water. And you grew up from Great Ape. and you kept the legend. Wow, and you broke the internet and you took God out of the Bible. You're still immoral and incompetent. You see, pastors, it doesn't. The year's fucking 2020. Bible vanishes at the earth at not being 6,000 years age. Bye, Bible. Oh. The consequence of preaching legend is nothing in book. The consequence of preaching legend is there is only instruction to have taken God off, Jesus off the cross. You took God out of the Bible instead. Where to leave you? Flat Earth legend, younger, 3 tension point stupids. What millennium is it now? The year is 2020. It's the 7th millennium. Duh, 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 duh. We have 1,000 years. Duh, duh, duh. We have 1,000 years. Isaac Newton deduced 4,000. James Escher deduced October 23, 4004. Jimmy Swagger kept 4,004. They approximately don't know anything. Kept a really shitty legend without God. An invalid book. The Bible said I'm not in here. God's not in the Bible on our website. God's not in the Bible. No one's ever seen it. We don't know how to read words, as I've already expressed. 46 minutes right now. Wait till they have fuck. I already used my hey fuck yous today. They're not going to change. They're too immoral and stupid to change. They're too dumb to change. Too Gomer too stupid, too they could actually do something good for the lives, but they're too dumb to do anything good. Too dumb to do anything good. Too dumb, Christian. Too dumb to do anything good. I'm going to go move on. They're too dumb to do anything good. You're all in hell. Love ya.